Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft. Okay, in a recent, a few videos ago, I told you about I'd got a new hammock. And this was the hammock I was talking about, this Onewind Hammock. I had found it on Amazon because I was wanting to upgrade a little bit and slim down a little bit, to be honest. This hammock is more compact than my Hennessy as far as carrying, but at the same time, my Hennessy can be a little claustrophobic to me, especially in the winter whenever I'm pulling my tarp down and everything else for warmth. So I wanted something a little more open, but was along the same lines, compact, and give me more season availability. And so I found Onewind on Amazon, and the price was extremely reasonable. I'm not going to bother quoting the exact price because they change, you know. You may see this video 5 years from now, but at this time it was a very, very reasonable price. And so my question was the quality of it. Is it going to be a decent hammock? So I got this one and an underquilt, and I've been very impressed with it. I used it recently at the Duggar Mountain camp out. Slept wonderful. I've slept in the yard in it a couple of times and things like that, and it's very comfortable. It's a nice big roomy hammock. So I got to talking to the lady that runs the company of Onewind, and I got looking and found out they had something coming out, and so I decided to upgrade again. It's the same hammock but in OD green, and as you can tell, I like OD green. So I went ahead and got the whole set. I got the hammock, the underquilt, and the extra blanket. Now we're going to set this up and take a look at it. My friend Dan Lutz, who's he's been mistaken for Sasquatch once or twice, to give you an idea, had asked me what's the weight limit on it, and I didn't know. I have since found out it's 1,000 pounds. They show a demonstration where they put 100-pound bags in it till they got 1,000 pounds hanging in it. So the hammock's going to hold you, okay? Which is something that gives me a lot of confidence, because I know I'm nowhere near that even on a 2 pizza day. I'm good. I wanted to upgrade my hammock to where I've got a summer and winter hammock. Here for the last several years I've had to use my Hennessy in winter because I like my Hennessy, but I didn't have a good underquilt for it. And so I'm having to pile on layers and everything trying to stay warm, and I'm taking it down into the 20s and stuff like that, but it just wasn't comfortable enough to me. This has got the comfort level, but could it take me to that depth, that temperature? And that's where this quilt and extra blanket comes from. So let me set the hammock up right quick so you can see it. This is the hammock. As you can see, Onewind, exactly the same as the other. And this will be the very first time I set it up. This is in the really cool OD green. And it's got the type of bag where you can deploy it from either end, and it's got the straps in it. So this is the hammock, straps, and mosquito net all into that compact bag. That's decidedly more compact than my Hennessy. Okay, here's the hammock set up with the mosquito net deployed in it. Now, since first time I've ever put this particular one up, I had to adjust the whoopee ridge line to make it as tight as I wanted. I like to be able to sit up underneath that and use this as a tarp ridge line, so I want my hammock a bit more slack, because I'm going to sleep diagonally. I'm going to put my feet to one side and my shoulders the other, and I lay very flat in it like that. Instead of it being the classic banana boat, you kind of scooch the sides in and you go the other way with it, and I like that. It's very comfortable. Now the mosquito net's got an opening on the bottom with a cinch cord so you can pull this up. This has been very effective for my Alabama mosquitoes, which are voracious, and when a cloud of them comes over, you think it's a flight of B-52s coming over. But to get in, all you gotta do is lift up, get in the hammock, drop, and it will be all the way around the edge. I haven't had any problems with mosquitoes getting in. Now in other parts of the country where you may have no seams and stuff, you may want to cinch that bottom up, but in my neck of the woods, this seems to be all that's necessary. Now to take it on and off, all you gotta do is slack one end and just roll it. That's it. Like this. And then the carry bag for the hammock's normally hanging on this end, and I just wad this up and put it into it. Now the whoopee sling adjustment right here, I covered in my earlier video. But see, my head is just below the ridge line, so I'm not going to bump into it. So I can sit up in my hammock. And the way it lays is about right. I've got a ditty bag up here and a pretty good little loop right there, which is very handy for me to hook a sidearm or something to during the night, because we've got bears down here. Now, what makes this, why did I invest in this? Because of the underquilts that I can also buy with it. And the underquilt and the underquilt blanket, which is an extra layer. So now I'm going to apply the underquilt to this. This is the first time I've ever done that with this one. Okay, the underquilt. This is a great big fluffy underquilt for it. And you're supposed to hook it and be able to walk to the other end and deploy it. Hopefully this one will be as super simple as my last one. You got a carabiner on the end, come up here and clip it. In this case, I'm going to roll my mosquito net completely up and out of the way. Take the little carabiner, I'm going to clip it to my line, deploy it. And on the other end, you got another little carabiner. Pull it up and clip it to this end. Now you got to do is just pull the bag that way. And there it is. Now depending on which way my head's going to be is which way you want to center this up. Take the hammock, put it inside of it, like that. Like that. Now, I'll get you close in a second and let you take a look. In fact, now is as good a time as any. Along the end of it, you have these adjustable shock cords, so you can pull up as much tension, how tight you want it against you, cut off draft, add a little ventilation, whatever. And you've got another pull that cinches it up this way. So it pulls it tight around the end of the hammock, not just tight to the hammock, but tight up on the end so it's not letting any air go between the layers. And it's also got these little snaps. That snap is for the blanket we're going to put on in a minute. And then right here, in the actual hammock, you have a little tab, and right here in the underquilt you have a loop. And that should line up to go through there, where you could hook a little carabiner or something to that to hold them together if you wanted to, or a little tie or something. You know, wouldn't have to be elaborate. But you see it's got the little snaps on it. With this underquilt, it should drop it down where I can be in this hammock, down into the upper 40s, lower 40s, something like that, with my down sleeping bag over the top, etc. But I want to take this way on down. So that's where I got the next layer. That's the blanket. It comes with its own cinch strap like this. And unlike the others, it is not deployed at the ends. You actually pull this out. So it's another blanket. Now it's got rows of snaps on it, and that's what snaps in to the quilt. Okay, comes up and snaps like that. that. Now I'm going to pull the hammock out. Hammock over there. This extra layer in. That. And it snaps. Okay, so I've now added in the blanket, and what that does is it's effectively double the size of the underquilt. It's an extra liner on the inside. I'll show you that up close. Okay, here's the underquilt, and here's the snap, and here's the blanket, which is like an extra underquilt liner. It goes in, and that traps a dead air space between the two, and there's a series of snaps that goes around so it's equal all the way around, and then going down the side it also has a series of snaps along the way. So now I've effectively got double the thickness I had in my underquilt a minute ago. Now I take and put my hammock into it like so. And with that loop on the end, if I was to simply put a little tab or something there to help hold it, I'm going to fold it like that. It should be able to capture and hold the whole thing. Now comes the real test into it. Hooking it with my thumbs. Sit down in it. Couldn't be easier. Wow, I can tell that already. It's like a big down blanket on the bottom. Put my legs to this side, put my shoulders to this side. I'm comfortable. And this hanging thing, this hanging underquilt that I can cinch up to me, will be able to tailor it a little. There's so many adjustments on it. I'll be able to pull it up as snug as I want. So if I want it a little tighter on my shoulders, a little looser on my feet, whatever. If I want to drop it down because it's a little too warm and get a little bit of airflow, I can do that. It makes it extremely easy to work with. And with that tab right there, it'd be nothing, just take a piece of paracord and hook to that to keep it all together to get in and out easily without having to make sure you're grabbing the edge. I like this. This is nice. This is very nice. Now this is going to give me a full 3 seasons in my hammock, because down here in the south we only have really 2. You have summer and you have a short winter, and that's it. We don't really get a fall and we don't really get much of a spring. I like to joke and say that we normally go from heater to air conditioner and air conditioner to heater in one day. You know, it's air conditioner, air conditioner. Here it is this morning, it was 54 degrees. A week ago it was 97 degrees, and at night it was 75 degrees. So I'm wearing my field jacket because this is cold to me. I know it's not cold to you, but it is to me, because to me it's a 40 or 50 degree temperature drop. So this will be very welcome coming this winter, whenever I'm going to get to go to Frozen Foot and camp out in it. And I'm going to be camping between now and then in it to thoroughly try it out and let you know how I like it. But I'm going to tell you, I like the design. The Hennessy was such a huge upgrade to me from what I was used to in the past. This Onewind hammock is big, a huge upgrade, really. The ease of going up with these straps. This ridge line at Duggar Mountain, this is what I used to suspend my tarp. I just put my tarp over this. I didn't have to run a separate ridge line. It gave me all that I wanted, and it was a very comfortable night's sleep. And that's all you can ask of a sleep system anyway. Hope this gives you some ideas, guys. Please check them out. They're on Amazon, and I'll leave a description of where to go find them in the description box.